Hi, this is Kim from Emerging Creatively Tutorials, and I have a special video for you today. So I'm often asked, where do I get my inspiration for my jewelry designs? So I'm going to show you today. I'm going to take you through the entire process. This process is something that we go really deep into in Inspired eCourse. In the eCourse, I will give you creativity prompts and activities. You make art journal pages, and then I show you how to specifically take out the inspiration from those art journal pages and make jewelry. So what I'm about to show you is one of my art journal pages and kind of how I went from point A to the completed piece of jewelry. But in Inspired eCourse, I encourage you to do this, and we really go deep, and I show you very specifically what to look for, how to kind of make a map for your jewelry piece from your inspiration. So let me show you my process, and maybe it will inspire you. So this is an art journal page I made, and I actually shared it on my blog last week. So if you can't quite see in this video exactly how it looks, you can check it out on my blog, and I will link below the video so you can find it. Since right now, as I am filming this, you might be watching it later, but as I'm filming this, it is summer where I am, and summer is one of my favorite seasons, and so I did a page to summer. As you can see from the title, it says summer. I don't know that you can read the writing, but this is a haiku to summer. And on the blog post that I mentioned, I also told you how you could write your own haiku, and so maybe you would want to create your own art journal page about summer and write a little haiku as well. Haikus are a really simple way to get into poetry. I don't actually write a lot of poetry, but haikus I have been exploring recently as of late, so it's been kind of fun just kind of putting some words and syllables together. So you can check that out over at the link I have below the video over on my blog. So I made this art journal page, but I should back up a step and say my inspiration for the jewelry that I'm going to show you, this is the process I'm showing you, actually first started with me being inspired by summer and all the things I do in summer. So I wrote words like road trip, adventure, sun, swimming, water, reading, hiking, fun. And all of that to me is summer. And then I chose my colors and things I put on the page to relate to summer. So in the middle here is a picture I took when my husband and I went to this creek and kind of chilled out in the creek one afternoon and had a great time. And it's a really beautiful place. So I have that picture in the middle. And this is a picture, a photo I took of a flower, and I just sort of cut it out, and then I drew this one down here. And this is to represent a road because we go on a lot of road trips in the summer. And of course you can see the big sun and the pale blue sky here as well. So to recap a little bit, I got inspired by a season and all the fun things we do in the season, and then I made a page. So from here, to go from an art journal page to jewelry, I have a couple steps. And basically what I do is I look at this page and I kind of make a map of the different things on this page that could inspire my jewelry pieces. So I think about color, I think about theme, I think about style, you know, just anything on here that could inspire a jewelry piece. Once I have that map made, I head to my sketchbook and start sketching there. I actually have two separate kind of sketch art journal books for my actual art journal pages and my actual jewelry sketches, but you could very easily just keep it all together in one book. I just separate it for simplicity's sake for myself and how I work, but for you, it might be more beneficial for you to have everything together. You might just want to draw it on the the opposite page or flip the page and start sketching out some jewelry ideas. So let's see what I came up with. So this is a sketch I made, and I was thinking I really wanted to make an anklet, so it's an anklet. It could very easily be a bracelet or translated into a necklace as well. And I really sort of wanted to make a dainty anklet with little tiny seed beads, just because summer is kind of so free and light, and that's how I was feeling when I drew this. And so I make little notes for myself. I'm not great at drawing, and I say this all the time, but you can certainly sketch out your idea and make little arrows, little lines. That's chain. These are seed beads, and I'm going to put on a wire wrapped bead link. So just like on a chain, I'm going to line up these seed beads, and I'm going to make it 3 strands, and they'll be the chain. What ended up happening though, and this is all part of the process, is when I went to go look for beads, I came across some really pretty beads, and I'm more inspired to use those beads instead of seed beads for this project. So that will often happen. Often along the way, your idea will get changed a little bit. And so I'll leave this in here as is, but I will make the anklet that I want to make, and then if I, somewhere down the line, want to try it with the seed beads instead, it's here ready for me to go ahead and do that. So as you can probably see too, I also kind of colored in these beads, so I knew I'm looking for kind of these light airy colors that were in my art journal page. The yellow was really prominent, so I want to use yellow. A pale blue sky, and then I liked the pink in the flower, so I'm going to use that color. I could just as easily have chosen maybe the green that was in the art journal page. So that gives you a little look into that. I kind of alluded to this already, but the next step for me after I kind of sketch out my design idea is to go through my beads. So I have these boxes that are organized in a way that probably only makes sense to me. Some of them are by color, but this particular box is all recycled glass beads. So I have, it's not completely filled up, but I have some. And I happen to have the colors that I most want to use for my anklet. So as I was saying previously, once I went to my beads, I sort of changed my mind. I was going to just use little tiny seed beads, but then I saw these recycled glass beads. So these 3 here are all sea glass. This is recycled glass. And I saw this yellow, and I was like, oh, that's so pretty. And then I have this kind of real light blue color that was also perfect. It's kind of almost a perfect match with the color that was in my art journal page. And I have this kind of rose light pink color too. So I'm going to use those 3 colors and to make my anklet. So now the only thing left really is to make the jewelry. So I will put it together and sort of see how it works. You might make changes while you're making jewelry as well. Things you think are going to work out great might not quite work out the way that you expect them to. You might need to make adjustments. In my sketch, I had 3 kind of strands, so each color would be its own kind of anklet, but I'm going to attach them all together with the clasp, so it's all one piece. I might find that doesn't work out so great and need to change it. Or other things might go wrong. The beads might not look as great together as I think they're going to, so I might change the idea there. So that is my process. I'm actually going to make this anklet, and I'll show it to you, but it will be by itself a tutorial, but I'm going to do a tutorial separately for how to make the anklet for my ECTTV video series over on YouTube. So I will post a link to that below this video once it's done, so you can go over and see how to actually make the anklets. So you saw the whole process, and this is the final anklet. As I mentioned, I did a tutorial for this anklet, and you can find that video at the link below this video in the description. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I wanted to let you know that Inspired eCourse will be closing shortly. I only run this class once or twice a year, and this is the last time I'm running it in 2016. It starts on July 25th with an introduction week, and then there are 4 weekly lessons, and you won't be able to take it again this year. So you can check that out at KimberlyKoehler.com/inspired, or just click the link below in the description. I hope you found this inspiring and helpful, and I will talk to you soon.